Hey guys, welcome back to my small engine repair channel. Today I've got a Husqvarna leaf blower here. What I want to show you is the improvisation I'm doing because there are so many back orders for parts on this machine. So what's happening is I need a new fuel tank for it, cannot find one. It's been on back order for over 6 months and we're getting into the leaf blowing season here. So the customer asked me a while ago, could you find me another tank from another machine that you might be able to retrofit on this machine? And I was able to find one on AliExpress. I'll put the link in the video description in case you're in the same jam that I am here. So what I'll be doing today, guys, is showing you how to retrofit this fuel tank on this Husqvarna leaf blower. So the machine I'm doing this on is the Husqvarna 580 BTS. Here's the old fuel tank. Now this fuel tank is leaking right around where the bolt screws into the fuel tank. You can see the crack. Now apparently this leaked on one of his customers' new flagstone sidewalk and he had to pay for the repair. So it was an expensive repair for the guy. And at the same time, we cannot find a fuel tank for this thing. It's been sitting in my shop for about 6 months. I've been tripping on it. The dealer said, oh, we might have a fuel tank in a month or two, but you know, that time comes and goes and I still haven't heard from Husqvarna. So here's the fuel tank I am putting on. It is different. It's a lot smaller, but it does have some inserts with some M6 threads, metric threads. Now they don't line up with the holes on the old tank, and this is where a bit of ingenuity comes into play. It's not going to be hard, guys, to retrofit this tank because there is a wide base here that I can just drill a hole through, even it out here, and then bolt it on and then just attach the fuel lines. Now the first thing I want to do is measure from the center of each hole here, and we're looking at about 14 centimeters or 5.5 inches center to center. So 14 centimeters is the distance between the center of each hole I will be drilling into this. And I'll write it down here, or 5.5 inches. And now what I have to do is figure out exactly where I'm putting this tank. So I figure about here would be good. It's in the center here. Now what I'll do here is just make a notch here with my black marker where the insert for the screws are. So basically I did the marks lining up with the center of the holes where the screws go in on the tank. So here are my notches, and they line up to the center of each one of these on the tank. Now there's not much room here, so I will have to pretty well drill the holes right here. Now I'll grab my 1/4 inch bit here. And now if I drill right at about here, it'll come out at the right spot on top. The hole came out a bit bigger on the other side, but no big deal. Now I've got 2 M6 bolts, metric. They are approximately 42 or 44 millimeters, or about 1 inch 3/4. And when I stick it in the hole, there's about just over 1/4 inch here. You don't want more because what happens is the bolt can only go so deep in the tank, and you don't want to force that. So I think that will work. I will actually put a flat washer on the bolt, and I will also put some blue Loctite because these things vibrate a lot. Now I'll just put this one bolt in, and I'll do the same on this one. I'll put the blue Loctite. And I'll tighten up the bolts by hand. And I will be careful because I don't want to pop the insert that's in the fuel tank. And the Loctite's going to help the bolts from coming off, so you don't need to go too crazy on tightening them up. And now all that's left to do is to figure out the fuel lines here. The yellow one here is for the primer, so there's no filter attached to it. And just to confirm this, I've pulled out the clear line. You can see the filter on it. So I'll let that go back in the fuel tank. Now you might be wondering, which line should I put where here? Well, the clear one over here, or the yellow one I mean, usually this is the primer. And this one here is usually for the fuel filter, for the fuel intake. So what I'll do here is just measure that and trim the line. And the lines that came with it fit perfectly on that carburetor. And now what I'll do is remove the other fuel line here. Now I don't need to cut off much of this one. Just maybe an inch or so. And you know what? It was like super hard to find a tank that was suitable for a leaf blower. I ordered this one tank from AliExpress just to see what it would be like. I was fortunate. It fits perfectly, as you see, but most of the tanks I was looking at or that were coming up were all for weed whackers. So now I just have to put some fuel in there, and if there's no carburetor issues with this machine, it should start right up. Even though it's a smaller tank, guys, it's still pretty big. And have another look here at how it's installed. And you can do this in 15 minutes, guys. There are the two bolts holding the tank. It's pretty solid. I would recommend that once in a while you check the tightness of the bolts. But besides that, I think it will do a great job on this machine. I'll try to start it up. I don't know if it's going to start. It's been sitting for a long time, but hopefully it will. Well, that's great, man. I'm really happy. I will be glad to get this thing out of my shop. Like I said, I've been tripping on it the whole summer, especially on the tube here. And I hope this will help you guys. If you do have any machines that need a fuel tank, especially Husqvarna or Redmax, this tank here will fit perfectly. And again, guys, you can find the link to where you can buy this tank on AliExpress in the video description. I have ordered 2 more tanks because I like to keep some in stock. So now if I get a Husqvarna or Redmax machine in the shop, if those tanks are still on back order, this is what's going to go on them. So I hope my video was helpful, guys. If it was, please like the video and share it with your friends. And I'll see you in my next video. Have a great day.